Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve Mcfc. Last night, Manchester City 4, Borussia Dortmund 1. Another fantastic night under the lights at the Etihad Stadium. Bonfire night. Instead of being stood around a bonfire somewhere talking bollocks and eating treacle toffee and letting fireworks off, we were treated to some special fireworks at the Etihad Stadium. Another great win, another great performance. Really starting to get some momentum now, the team. You know what I mean? It's starting to look good. We've definitely got more options available to us now, and Pep has definitely got a few different ways he can set the team up, which is quite exciting for the season going forward. If you look back to last season where we were like one-dimensional, side-to-side passing, very, very passive and very, very soft, in my opinion. This season, I think we're proving to be hard to beat. You know what I mean? We're tough to break down. We've got good options on the flanks. We've got good options in the middle of the park. And obviously, we've got the big fella up front. You know what I mean? The Viking, who at the minute is just in sensational form. Borussia Dortmund are coming to town, not doing too bad in the Champions League. I think somebody told me every game they'd scored 4 goals. So they've definitely got firepower. They definitely know where the net is. And they're not a bad side, but we had to make sure we were on our best. Walking to the ground, the lineup was announced. John Stones was in with Gvardiol, not Diaz. Nunes at right back, O'Reilly at left back. Midfield of Reinders, Nico and Foden, with Savinho, Doku on the flanks and Haaland up front. I mean, I think a few people were a little bit upset that Cherky didn't start after his performance against Bournemouth. But with Liverpool coming up at the weekend, it makes sense for Pep, you know, to manage the minutes a little bit. So I was happy with the team and I was just ready for the game. The game started. They had the firework bonanza laser show before the game. I don't know if you've seen that. That was a bit mad. But the kids like it. They enjoy it. So fair enough. The Borussia Dortmund fans were in good spirits again. Anyone that's played Dortmund, you always know what you're going to get with their fans. Very, very loud, very, very vocal, very, very active. They were arguing amongst themselves at one point. They were dancing backwards. They were doing the conga. They were doing something, waving the scarves in the air. The bottom tier was shouting at the upper tier. You know, you could spend probably a full match just watching the Dortmund fans, to be fair. So fair play to the Dortmund fans. You know what I mean? They are one of the best that we see regular in the Champions League. But unfortunately, I'm not sorry for the slapping that your team got, and you got sent back to Germany proper with your tail between your legs. So let's get into it. I thought first 10 minutes, Dortmund was okay. They looked lively. That Adeyemi up front is very, very fast, you know, on the right-hand side. It was good to see Felix Nemecha in the midfield, ex-Man City boy. Watched him many a time with the academy. He looked lively. His range of passing, he's always been a good passer of the ball, but I thought his range of passing last night was quite good. And then City just got a grip of the game. You know what I mean? We started to get the ball early to Savinho, and Savinho has been a bit like Marmite at the minute. Some people like him, some people don't like him. You know, he's been criticised, and rightly so, because he has been very frustrating to watch. But I thought last night was probably Savinho's best game. I thought like he had the fullback on toast. He had the beating of him. He was getting the ball early doors and he was running straight at him. First touch was positive all the time. And he was giving him a torrid time. You know what I mean? There was still that lack of product at the end. But, you know, it was good and refreshing to see him galloping into space, you know what I mean? And putting defenders under pressure. So I thought Savinho last night played decent, you know what I mean? Fairly well. What do you guys think in the comments? Let me know. Did he play that well? Someone messaged me today, said he was awful. I mean, he wasn't awful. I mean, I've seen him awful, and that wasn't awful. I thought he had a good game, you know what I mean? Felt like Nico G in the midfield again, rolling back the years, just nice and steady, you know, doing exactly what Pep bought him to do. Come in there, break up play, you know, get us out of tight situations, turn us, get us into transition quick, win the ball back, winning headers. And I thought Nico Gonzalez, this is exactly what he needed, a run of games. I felt like stop starting him was not helping the lad out, you know what I mean? And now that Rodri's picking up knocks, we can take a deep breath knowing the fact that we've got a defensive-minded midfielder in there. We've tried Reinders in the 6, it didn't work. but he played him in there with Reinders and Foden yesterday. Reinders, again, I thought he did okay. Nothing spectacular, but I think that was one of his better games. He was arriving late in the box. He was having shots. You know, he was getting involved a lot more. The game didn't seem to pass him by. So maybe Reinders is stepping up that little bit more. And then we go on to Phil Foden. Phil, you know, this season, been a breath of fresh air. Really, really good to see Foden with a smile on his face. You know what I mean? Looks like he's enjoying his football. The first goal was all about the touch. Foden, little touch onto his left, uses the defender as a bit of cover, bends it round the defender's body into the bottom corner. Fantastic goal. And he runned over to the corner and he had a selfie with some idiot in there with an half and half scarf. Now, Champions League nights at the Etihad, half and half scarves galore. Was he a Dortmund fan? We'll never know. But them half and half scarves for me should be banned. Should be absolutely banned. Oh, sorry, I should be banned and go to bed. I'm tired. But yeah, I'm not a fan of it, the half and half. But at the end of the day, Phil was over there, had the selfie, good sport, winning 1-0. And then after that, you know what I mean? We turned the pressure a little bit. We carried on and carried on. And it could have been any number in that first half. We fortunately got the second goal. Jeremy Doku down the right. He squares it back. And who's there? The Viking, the big fella. Pulls the trigger, bang, is 2. And at the end of the day, the run of form Erling Haaland's on. I heard it on the radio last night. 54 goals in 52 Champions League games. Absolutely unbelievable record. And the record this season in the Premier League, I think he's got 17 goals now or something like that in all comps in the league and the cups, and it's unbelievable. He's absolutely unbelievable, and he looked dangerous. He had a couple of little chances he could have scored again, but we're going at half time, winning 2-0. And I think with a 2-0 cushion, we were comfortable. You know what I mean? I didn't see anything where I thought Dortmund could come back from 2-0. You know what I mean? Second half again. You know, City basically in control. Phil Foden again with a second strike, similar to the first one, all about the first touch. Bends it in the corner. It's 3-0. But one thing I will say, I said it last season and people were getting, you know, bored of me saying it. If you give Phil Foden the ball when he's under pressure and in a tight space, he will wriggle out of that situation. And that is what he wants. He does not want the safe balls. He wants the balls where you give it me in space when I've got pressure, when I've got a defender right up my ass so I can literally turn, flick, take a touch, push it into space. That's where Phil Foden is dangerous. And last night, credit to the players, credit to Nico and Reinders, you know, for finding him. Reinders with 2 assists yesterday again. So, you know what I mean? People might be saying Reinders, he's not playing well, but technically he is. He's assisting. He's getting involved. But I think he's adapting to the league. I think that the Premier League is a lot faster than what he was used to in Serie A. So, you know, that was all good and well, people getting on his back. But I think he's doing all right. And Phil Foden, when we won the treble, when we won that 4 in a row season, Phil Foden getting the ball onto his left foot, edge of the box, you knew where it was going. Usually it's going in the top corner, but he's started to ping a few in. So, you know, credit to Phil Foden. Credit to everyone that stuck by him. All them that said sell him. Go and have a word with yourself. All them that didn't back him, said he was this, said he was that. Go and have a word with yourself. The kid's young kid. He's scored more Champions League goals now than Ronaldinho. He's only 25. So, at the end of the day, it's great to see Foden playing with a smile on his face. You know what I mean? So we go 3-0 up. Dortmund get one back post. Very disappointed to concede a goal. And then I don't know about you guys, but when that ball hit the back of the net, I was thinking, Feyenoord PTSD was kicking into my bones. And I thought, if they get another one here, you know, people are going to start panicking, you know? Oh, God. This is why I shouldn't go to these Etihad matches on a Wednesday. Too tired to get up for work. But it didn't happen that way. Ryan Cherky came off the bench, started showing the crowd his flicks and his turns, etc., etc. Then he finished it off with a great goal. He got the ball. He danced through a few defenders. He had a low shot, took a little bit of a nick off a defender, but he's 4-1. And at the end of the day, all credit to City. We've got our tails up everywhere across the park. We're looking sharp. Do you know what I mean? We're looking like we've got options. And we're looking now like a team that could go and win the league. They've got a team that can go and challenge in the Champions League as well. So, from the beginning of the season when we lost them first couple of games after winning at Wolves to now, I think that people are enjoying the football again. The fans are, looking forward to coming to the game. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really looking forward to the game against Liverpool on Sunday. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a proper game of football. It's where you go and you just don't know in your heart who's going to win because they're a good side. So yeah, absolutely excited for that game. But what do you guys think about last night? What am I right to say, Savinho? It was his best game. Did Nico Gonzalez impress you that much? What we're saying about Jeremy Doku? What's the dilemma for Sunday? Is he going to go Cherky Doku? Is it going to be the Bournemouth team that plays? Did he rest Bernardo Silva for a reason? So Diaz, is he going to come back in? There's all sorts of conundrums of what Pep's going to pick for Sunday. I just hope he don't overthink it and hope we can get a steady team and put Liverpool away. Because I feel like if we put Liverpool away at weekend, then people are going to take note and think, you know what, this City team's, they're starting to go through the gears now. They're starting to tick along nice. You know what I mean? So it'd be very, very interesting. I know Liverpool got a win the other night against Real Madrid, and rightly so, they deserved it. The Ahmed Madrid, if it weren't for Courtois, could have been a cricket score. You know what I mean? But overall, Blues 4-1 home. Dortmund. Basically, we're going to make that top 8 in the Champions League where we need to be. We've not been beat yet in the Champions League. We had a disappointing result at Monaco where we should have won that. But other than that, we're doing all right. And I finally feel like we're a team that is hard to beat. And I think that we're a team that can beat teams in many different ways. Last season, I always talk about it. Crystal Palace FA Cup. We were playing so one-dimensional. Crystal Palace knew that if they just set up the way they did in that second half after that goal, they could just keep City out. There was no way Man City were going to get through. And it was one of the darkest moments in the last few years watching that. It was like we give away the FA Cup. We just give it them, you know what I mean? We should have won it. But hey-ho, this season, I feel like we've got threat from all over the park, from the wings, coming in from deep with Foden and Reinders. We've got Earl, we've got Mamouche, you know what I mean? We've got Ryan Cherky that we can bring on. We've got Ait Naori now we can bring on. So there's loads of different options that Pep's got to his disposal now. Rodri's unfortunately injured again. Mateusz Kovacic has picked up another injury. He's going to be out for about 3 or 4 months. But luckily for us, we have got a little bit more squad depth now. So for me at weekend, I'd probably start Nico. If Rodri's not fit, give him another week's training. Get him on the bench. If City can get the noses in front, 70, 80 minutes, bring Rodri on, keep it tight, get the win. Could work, could work. But other than that, people, we've got to keep the faith. We've got to keep it moving. There's not much of a news than that. One thing I am going to say is Big Earl in Haaland. Yeah, he sent me a signed shirt. Yeah, as you can see, it's a player issue shirt. You can feel it. It's not the replica. It's a player issue shirt. On my Instagram tonight, I'm going to do a name card, like a football name card. There's 80 squares on the name card. We're going to do £20 a square. Yeah. And the winner gets the shirt. And all the money that is on the card will be donated half and half. Half to Manchester City Food Bank and half to Manchester City Supporters Club, the 1894 for flags. So if you've always dreamt of owning an Erling Haaland signed shirt and you can't find them, or you can see them, but they don't look right, the signature doesn't look right, Big Earl sent me this himself. For 20 quid, it's well worth a go on a name card. Someone has got to win it, like you say. And hopefully it's you. So get on the Instagram. I'll leave the details. You can transfer the money into the bank, and then basically we'll pick a number on the square, a football team, and when it's full, I'll go live on Instagram and I'll scratch it off, and we'll see who's won the shirt, and I'll send the shirt out to you. But yeah, it was a bit of a mad one this week. Big Earl also sent me his Everton shirt that he scored 2 goals in. He signed it to me, which it blew my mind a little bit. So that's going in the frame. It's going in the man cave. Match worn Everton shirt, 2 goals in it, Erling Haaland. So I'm absolutely made up with that. But also, he won't mind me mentioning this. He sent me some stuff. He sent me a lot of stuff. He wanted to make room in his house. He sent me some clothes. He sent me some training gear. He sent me some trainers, etc., etc. What I'm going to do with it, I'm going to make sure it goes to the right people. And there's some stuff here that's brand new, which people have been offering me a lot of money for. What I'm going to do is anything that I raise from this stuff is going to go to the charities I mentioned before. So I'm going to get it all together. I'm going to make a donation to MCFC Food Bank, and I'm going to make a donation to the 1894 for banners and flags, etc., etc. But Big Earl, I just want to say thank you on behalf of the City fans, because not only are you our star striker, but you're a legend. You're helping raise money for some great causes, which I really appreciate. You brightened up my week by sending me the signed Everton shirt. I can't thank you enough for that. And also, he's going to brighten up someone else's life who gets this signed Haaland shirt. So, you know, please, if you've got 20 quid spare, it's going to a good cause, and you're in with a shout of winning this shirt. So go on my Instagram at Big Steve MCFC. Get yourself over there tonight, have a look and get involved. And good luck to everyone in winning that. And other than that, people, you know, it is one of them things. Liverpool weekend, big game. I think we own one. I really do. I think we own one. You know, last few years, I think they've been better than us, but I feel like we need to give it them at the Etihad. I feel like they're there for the taking. They've had a good couple of games where they're getting back on the horse, but I'm not being funny. That PTSD will kick in. If we can smother them and get behind them and the team, and we can get our noses in front, I think we can beat them. And one thing I've got to say is every fan at weekend coming to the stadium, bring your A game. Bring your A game. Get in that south stand early. Have a few early doors. Have a few pints. Get in there. Let's get this south stand rocking. Let's get this stadium bouncing and get behind these lads against this Liverpool team. They're the champions. They've got our respect, but we're going there at weekend to stick a nail in their title coffin and keep our hopes alive. So let's get all the boys, all the girls, everyone behind the team at weekend, and let's have it. You know what I mean? Manchester v Liverpool, Manchester City v Liverpool. Let's go and do the business. Other than that, people, please hit a like. Please share. There's a new thing called hype on this thing. I've been told that you've got to tell people to hype the video. Please hype the video. If you're not subscribed to my channel, then why not? If you don't know about my Instagram channel, why not? And if you want to go on the Haaland name card for the shirt, get yourself over on the Instagram channel. Get yourself a square. There's only 80 squares. Knowing my channel, they'll go quick pretty fast, and get involved. But other than that, people, please leave a comment. I'll get back to you when I can. Great win for Manchester City. Manchester City 4, Borussia Dortmund 1. Come on the Blues Sunday. Man City v Liverpool. Let's get that win. Come on, City.